Working Creative Design Studio. Today I'm going to interview a very professional, a very niche coach, Bale. Hello, Bale. Say hello to everyone.
Hi Mona, hello to everyone. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. Thanks for being my interviewee.
Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. So, Bale, could you talk about your journey? For instance, what did you do before and what made you a business coach now?
Okay, so there's been 3 iterations of my life, I believe. Let's start off with, there's probably 4, but let's ignore the first one. Obviously went to school.
Yeah.
My father wanted me to be a doctor, but that wasn't going to happen because I didn't like blood. And when I was doing the biology exams and stuff like that, cutting rats and frogs and stuff, didn't sit well with me. But I had a gift of the gab, I thought then, even now, and I was very interested in getting people. What I used to do in school was I was very good at being a go-between, not just physically, but actually verbally. So I had an interest in law. I didn't know law per se. I used to watch a few programs like Petrocelli and the courtrooms. But yeah, I thought law could work for me. So after I failed a couple of A-levels the first time, I took a couple more, and that got me into do law and economics. So I studied law and economics, then I went on to do a master's in law, went to do my postgraduate certificate or the legal exams. But unfortunately, I never got what they call articles. I never passed to become an actual lawyer. Did a few years at the Hammersmith and Fulham Law Centre, which was great, but I didn't actually become a lawyer. And so therefore I embarked on a history working in social housing. So between 1993 and about 2017, 2016, I worked at various housing organisations across London, local authority, housing association, some private companies, but all in the field of social housing. And then, as I said, 3 years ago, something happened and I was looking at what could I do in life. I had a dream to become a senior, more executive person in housing. That didn't come about for whatever reason. And so I embarked on something else which was close to my heart, which is coaching and mentoring people. I didn't know at the time I was going to be a coach or run my own practice. But when I decided that I wanted to move into a different direction, the draw of helping people get over issues, real, imagined, or perceived, address some of the issues that I had addressed in my journey as a housing person, led me to become the coach that I am today. So I work in the space of small businesses and individuals as a business coach, and I do a lot of mentoring for young people, particularly people from the communities I've lived in and the communities I've worked in.
Yeah, that's very cool. So, could you
hard work and cool.
Yeah. Okay. So another question, because when we go to networking events, you can easily meet up with 2, 3, or even 4 business coaches at a room. So it's the same in my industry as well. You meet loads of other designers. So could you talk about your unique selling point? So how do you differentiate with other coaches? Why should we use you?
So first and foremost, I'm not a franchise.
Yeah.
That was important to me when I did my due diligence on becoming a coach. I looked at a number of different models, and franchise was not the one for me. And I think because basically my USP, it's me. I'm an individual who has worked for a cross-section of areas of work. My interpersonal skills are apparently very good. They are good. I'm personable. I'm passionate about what I do. And what I do is based on the individual I work with. It's not scripted, it's not packaged. Although I have my accreditations, although I have my training, I treat each individual's reasons to work with me as on a one-to-one basis or a group basis for them and for them only. So my USP really is 1, my interpersonal skills, strategic thinking, working in a cross-section of very difficult circumstances in social housing, and 4, a worldly view of how you may want to run your business. Not how I want to run the business, it's always about you. You, the client, you, the customer. That's my USP. It's not about what I can pick off a shelf, what I can pick off as an online directory of information. It's about our journey together as a coach and a coachee. That's my USP.
Okay, thanks. Also, I know one of your USP because I follow you on Facebook as well. You're a very proud father with 3 very beautiful boys. I
Thank
really
you.
enjoy
Blush,
watching your
blush, blush.
family photos with your kids. So how could you balance your work life and family life?
Well, to be fair, that was one of the reasons why I moved away from social housing and became my own self-employed person managing my own practice. It enabled me to do the school run, both before and after, and it gave me the freedom to watch my young people grow. Now, a lot of people know I came into having children at a late age-ish. I think I was 47 before I had my first child. And when I was growing up, my old man, my mum were great. They really brought me up well. But there's a bit of my life which not a lot of people know about. But one of the things I said to myself was, if one of my children said, "Daddy, can we go and do something?" I would want to have the space and time to be able to do that. And there's no way in my previous job could I have done that, working more than 10 hours, 12, 13 hours a day, 80-hour weeks. I loved it, but I also realized that I needed to be with my children. And having 3 young Black, or what one people could call mixed heritage children, means that there are things in life that I need to be aware of and I need to support them on. Supporting, mentoring and coaching my children's fun. I love my boys, I love my missus, but equally, there's more to life than just making money, running around like a blue-ass fly 100 times a day. I think the work-life balance is, when I work and I work hard. When I play hard. But now that I've got children, I play harder with them, although they would love me to do more, but it is what it is. So my balance really is about, 1, setting up my practice 2 or 3 years ago as a business owner, has its ups and downs, but they are outweighed 110 times by the engagement and enjoyment I have with my children. So I've made a lot of sacrifices for that to happen, but equally they're outweighed by the joy and pleasure I get with my children and my family and my extended family too.
Yeah, I know, because 3 of your children, they all look very happy and healthy. They are very lucky to have you.
Yeah, we are lucky that they're happy and healthy. You know, there's trials and tribulations. The last 6 months, as you could imagine, during this pandemic, has been a test of character, has been a test of my patience, has been a test of all the above. But at the end of it, it's been beautiful. You know, we've got to know each other better. We are talking about things that we probably may not have talked about. I'm not the best teacher in the world. That's number 1. I'm not the best sports teacher in the world. That's number 2. But I do know how to do other things well. And actually, I've been the house husband. So as I said earlier, I take the boys to school, I bring them home, I do the tea, prepare dinner for my missus when she comes home. So I've been used to that. And as a coach, I've been used to working from home. So it's been quid pro quo, but it's been great.
Yeah.
Great. So thank you for liking the pictures that we sent out. I think you'll have noticed I've slowed down on that front as well, because again, some things that you put out on Facebook or on social media are misinterpreted and misconstrued. So I'm just doing the odd 1 and 2.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's all good fun.
Yeah.
I mean, as an old man, I came very late into the Facebook world, so I've enjoyed it for what it is. And now I'm just sort of relaxing and concentrating on other things.
Yeah, sure. And also one final question, because we are in the recession now. So do you have any tips and advice to the SMEs? How do we cope with this recession better?
Yeah, well, as a coach, and I wouldn't tell them what to do or how to think. What I would be doing is asking them questions about how are they planning. So one of the things I'd be thinking about is, what's your next steps? What are you actually thinking of doing in the years to come? What is your 5-year plan? Or more immediately, how are you addressing the next year? Equally, I'll be asking them, what are your rates of investments compared to your potential rates of return?
Yeah.
It's important to see what you're investing in terms of time, effort, space, and resources, and then look at how you're going to extract that moving forward. And one of the big things that have happened during the last 6 months, and obviously as a result of the pandemic, is what collaborations or partnerships are out there for you to help grow your business?
Yeah.
Are you looking at creating strategic partnerships, local partnerships, or one-off partnerships which will help build your business or help sustain your business moving forward? So these are the questions I'll ask my clients, so that their answers we can then drill down further to work out a plan of action which they would like to execute over a period of time. So the fundamentals moving forward are, where do you see yourself in a year or 5 years' time?
Yeah.
What are you going to be doing to get that plan moving forward in a year or 5 years' time? What are the options available for you to do that?
Yeah.
But for me, fundamentally, is the willingness, the scope, and the ability to do that. So it might need more training, it might need more collaborations, it might need improved partnerships, it might need improved management of your budgets. But equally, it could improve networking. Who are you working with? Who are you identifying with? Who is championing your cause? Those are some of the things that I will be discussing with clients in helping them move forward and thrive and strive after the pandemic, and hopefully during the course of a recession and post-recession.
Yeah, thanks. And also during the recession, it's probably a very good time for us to reflect ourselves, to plan what we are going to do for the next stage.
Most definitely. And you took one of the best coaching terms out of my head, or from my thing, is reflection. Every individual should reflect. We are probably doing different ways. People do it more formally. One of the things I've been talking to some clients about is having an accountability buddy. So sometimes you can meet me as a coach and we're talking through things and we're working through things and I hold you accountable. But sometimes you could just reach out to a colleague or a friend and get them to hold you accountable too. So if you say, I'm going to do ABC, share that with a friend or a colleague. And then say, I'm going to do it by X. And they'll come up to you at a party or at home or on a telephone call and say, Mona, you said you were going to do ABC by X. How have you got on? That little bit of support, that little bit of engagement could hold you accountable to really put something on the table, as it were.
Thanks for the tip, because I got an accountability buddy, but he's not that strict to me. I would tell him to be strict and to push me.
Well, I'm sure in your network, Mona, you can find some strict accountability buddies.
Okay,
Definitely.
thanks very much. Also,
Excellent.
what do you want to see your business in 5 years' time, your own business?
So my own business in 5 years' time would be, for me, probably to be branching out further. I know technology is working at a rate of knots, so it looks like I'll have to do some online stuff. Great. But for me in 5 years' time, when I close my eyes and I really dream about my plan for 10 years ago, is in 5 years' time, I will have a practice which is renowned for delivering a really positive coaching and mentoring environment. And in 5 years' time, I would like to see some of the people I've mentored excel and move forward. And in 5 years' time, I would like to see my sons, they're only 8, 6, and 6, be on an upward trajectory in terms of their own personal development as well. And my partner too, who I coach from time to time. But for me as a business, in 5 years' time, I'm still coaching, I'm still mentoring, and I'm still having a positive work-life balance. That's my five-year goal.
Okay, thanks very much. I really enjoyed the interview today. You are full of positive energy.
All day.
Thank you very much for the tips.
Thank you very much, Mona. Thank you for the invite. Appreciate it.
Have a lovely
See you soon.
day. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.